And welcome back to Princes Park. The Crows leading by 13 points at the first change. McDermott, Krug and Murphy, their goal kickers. And for Carlton, the only goal scorer has been John Dorotich, an advantage of 13 points to Adelaide Bernie. And they made much better use of the conditions.
They did, yes. Well, it's going to be a real hard slog, as we said earlier, but the Adelaide players certainly showed the signs of the determination early in the match when there was a bit of a skirmish right before the start of play. Bradley not too keen to accept the tagging role of Jarman. But, gee, they played well to get the ball up that forward line. They really worked hard for it, Pete.
OK, Bernie, the other matches being played today, St Kilda and Geelong down at Moorabbin. And the scoreboard there at quarter time, 1 point the difference in favour of the Cats. North Melbourne leading the Bears 5-2 to 4 goals. Melbourne in front of Fitzroy. And Essendon leading Richmond 3-2 to 5 behind. So let's go to Max Stevens. Any news on reports in the first quarter?
Yes, Peter. Unfortunately for Adelaide, we've had to confirm from the reserve umpire, Michael Murphy, number 21, has been reported early in that first quarter for attempted striking. That's what he's told me anyway. Now, Graham Corns very happy with that quarter. He wants the pressure to continue, heavy conditions, so just work it forward any way possible.
And the second quarter starting almost the way the first quarter did.
What I can't understand, Peter, is that Carlton have got a reputation for being soft, and not one person has put their body in to make the Adelaide player feel in any way hurt. Pushing and shoving is not going to show them that they've got toughness.
The second quarter begins. We had a dramatic start to the first, in which at least one player had his number taken. Now there's a centre square infringement, and the free kick is going to be taken for Adelaide by Micken. Micken at centre field. Inexcusable giving away those free kicks. Oh, Brown, though, he had his fingers kicked off there. Nothing for it. Bradley gives it over to Dean. Dean kicks up towards the right centre wing position. A chance for Ratton. He was on the end of a heavy knock in the opening quarter, and that's a great mark taken down there right on the 50-metre line by Lee. He's gone for the hand pass over to McIntyre. And the Crows get clear. Micken. Second kick for the quarter. Oh, Krug. Put the body in front, and you must play in front today. The Johnny Platten look-alike. Brown, 20 metres from goal for the Crows force, and gets it. So Brown brings up his first, and Adelaide doing pretty well at the moment, thank you. Their fourth goal, 4 goals 3 rather. Carlton 1 goal 2.
They certainly are doing very well from that mark in the back pocket to Lee. A tremendous sliding mark to Micken, who went long into that forward line. The only way to go today, none of this short stuff. To Johnny Klug, who took that tremendous chest mark in front of the pack, moved the ball on very quickly, didn't waste time. Brown running down, creating position.
19 points the difference early in the second quarter, 8 plays, 27.
Ratton gets a lucky kick out of the centre, tries a little bit of skill stuff. White, tackled by Tasker, tries to get the handball away to Hawker, who's come on instead in place of Bond. Now a tap further afield by the Crows. Desperate stuff by Arsieri. No free kick. Play on. Lidner tries to handball it out. Glascott diving on the football. Still has the football underneath him. And the umpire will call for a ball up right half forward for Carlton.
I can't work out why Ratton, when he had the chance there, just didn't go long towards the goal square, Robbo, because there's so many opportunities to lose possession on a day such as this. The only way to play today is to kick long and direct.
McDermott gets the tap down and kicks the Adelaide Crows in towards the centre. Dean, helped out by Bassett. Madden, beaten for it by the smallest player on the ground, Andrew Jarman. Bradley, Gleeson overruns it. Through comes Filkey, and the mark is taken by Renitz. Renitz plays on quickly, kicks it high. Bond has come back onto the ground, and he takes a mark on centre wing. Plays on quickly. And Kernahan gets his first touch early in the second quarter. Plays on quickly, kicks it up towards the 50-metre line. Dorotich marks, and it was a good one in the finish. In front, tapped it once and brought it down to his chest, which is perfect wet weather marking by the big fellow.
Well, he's their best forward at the moment, Robbo, John Dorotich.
Find it difficult to get the distance from here, though. Looking to pass it off, and he does in the finish, but Adelaide will mark. And it's Bickley at centre-half back for the Crows.
Well, he's looking for Steve Kernahan on the lead, but the kick really, it just has to be spot on, and also makes it very difficult for the forwards to mark even in these conditions.
And the Crows with their tails up. Tasker to McDermott. McDermott's high kick towards centre-half forward. Still desperate stuff there at centre-half forward. A flip out the back came from Liptak, but now Alvin has the footy. Transfers play to the opposite side of the ground. White is out there. No fancy stuff needed. Handball goes towards Gleeson. He's bucked off the football by Lindner. White goes after it again. Collected nicely by Bond. The kick by Bond into the forward pocket's a little too far, and it's out on the full in the finish, and the free kick will go to Adelaide to be taken out there by Lee.
Well, Robbo, just when I said that Dorotich had been the best Carlton forward, he's been dragged from the ground and replaced by Cavidan. Obviously, Parker not too happy with that short pass attempt.
Centre wing, Sexton flips it out the back. Picked up by Bond. Kick to the 50-metre line. Hawker beaten by Maynard. Back to Lee. Lee's kick towards centre wing. No mark taken. McDermott, good stuff there on Phillips. So we'll have a boundary throw in just forward of the centre wing, favouring Carlton.
4-3 plays 1-2 at Princes Park. Kernahan taps down. A little toe poke by Micken was ineffective. Gleeson tries to get the hand pass out. That's effective as well. Bond a knock on. Maynard right on the boundary line. Sees the ball over in front of Phillips. And once again another throw will take place. That's where the Adelaide contingent has based itself. Kernahan with Micken. Micken won that one. Knock on by McDermott. Off the ground Tregenza. And again off the ground, that time from Brown. Sexton and Jamison. And one of the heaviest parts of the ground. Again close to the boundary line. Taken over finally by Tony McGuinness. And the boundary umpire once again will throw it in. 20 1/4 minutes before half-time. Carlton needs some goals. They've got only one goal in the win, of course, against Footscray at the Western Oval. They've only got one so far today. Early days yet. And a real stack-up. Right on the outer wing.
It's obvious to me that the umpires, Peter, have swallowed the idea of players hovering over the football. It just, in some circumstances today, it's nigh on impossible.
Well, true. We remember the first few weeks of the season, don't we, when that was the in rule. Things have changed somewhat, it would appear. Lindner. Tackle applied by Hawker. Bradley comes down, throws the ball out the back of the pack. They seem to have swallowed the whistle for that rule too today. Filkey goes through solidly.
All McDermott on Kernahan. Tough stuff there. McDermott saying that he should get a free kick. It's a 50-metre penalty.
50 metres, yes.
Kernahan had to go up McDermott initially because of that very strong tackle on Bond.
Let's watch it again in replay, Bernie.
And this, initially Kernahan came in. That was good, tough stuff by McDermott on that tackle on Bond.
Phillips is a player.
Phillips, of course. Phillips a player with the 50 metres, but I thought the tackle was okay.
10 possessions by Phillips so far. This will be his 8th kick as he comes in shooting at goal. Won't quite make the distance. Marking contest in the square. Snapshot by Cavidan. And that is out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Crows in the left back pocket. They're certainly fired up today, the Crows. Smart to kick the ball back into play. Mark Arsieri stands the mark. Not too much distance, predictably with the kick. Madden in front position. Phillips again, one of Carlton's best players so far. Verbeek, Alvin spins out well, right on 50. Shot at goal will be close. Is it their second? Don't think so. Smart. Mark or free kick. You take your pick. Arsieri came in high. And Smart will kick the ball back into play. You have to kick over the mark. Could be dangerous. Or Lindner put the body in well to take the mark that time in front of Phillips at half-back.
Justin Madden in the hands of the trainers. Lindner's kicking towards the centre and a good mark taken by McDermott. And isn't he enjoying these conditions? Chris McDermott. Kick goes wide to Maynard, who loves to run on. Short pass is okay. Jamison drops it. Oh, the umpires awarded a mark.
Well, Maynard sneaking down from centre-half back there, and he's still running down into the forward line, Maynard.
Jamison's kick to the goal square. Adelaide mark taken by Murphy, and he'll get his second in a few seconds from the goal square.
Well, this is all too easy, Robbo, because the Carlton forward line, it looks like Kernahan may have gone to full forward, but Maynard, the player, running down from centre-half back without any attention from the Carlton forwards.
And this will be a winning score, I would suggest. Murphy goals from the square.
5-3 to 1-2. Justin Madden in the replay we noticed on the end of some strong arm stuff. Filkey from Micken. And the Crows are giving them a bit of a football lesson in get-ready football at the moment as the mark is taken by Jamison. Probably too far out to score.
Is it?
Gets the ball moving quickly. McIntyre was his target. Too far out to score a goal. He scored it behind. And the Crows really doing it well. 5-4 to 1-2, 17 and a half minutes left before half-time.
And another good effort by Jamison. He saw that there was no one in the square, so he kicked it very, very quickly. And if the accuracy had been there, it could have been a goal.
David Kernahan kicks in again. Marking contest, none played. Jarman, Gleeson. Gee, that was barely the required distance. And McDermott being brought back on the mark. Blues against the breeze. Gleeson gets a play on call from the umpire. He's kicked it straight up towards midfield. Micken punches down well. Phillips, one of Carlton's best players so far. They've had few. Kernahan on the Hawker. Hawker's tap on was clever. And Carlton can go forward here. It's driven up by Reynolds towards Bradley. And he can gain some footing. Reynolds, hand pass. Mark Arsieri. Two Carlton players there. Bradley in front of Arsieri, picks up, centering kick, and the mark is taken directly in front. So Tommy Alvin, better known as a defender, of course.
And the problem, Peter, that the players are going to have is not so much kicking the distance, but it's the footing. It's the footing of the non-kicking foot, right? The left foot that he has to stand on, whether he can get some firmness about it.
Well, the new stop's probably 3 inches long. Distance shouldn't be a problem, theoretically. Alvin kicks a goal, and I would say, judging by the reaction of the crowd, or lack of it, he's missed. So still only the 1 goal for the Blues. 1 goal 3, and Adelaide 5 goals 4. Tasker will kick the ball back in, and he favours the member stand side. The mark is taken by Lee.
Lee looks to play on, and may come unstuck. No, good combination, Tasker and Lee. And eventually Lee doesn't mess around. He goes all the way down to the players' interchange area. Getting back Reynolds. Short kick is not bad. Oh, Ratton nearly took the mark before it went over the line. So a boundary throw in at right half forward for Carlton. Well, Bernie, the reason I said that is that 5 goals 4, halfway through the second term, is a pretty good score in these wet conditions, and Carlton have only been able to kick 1 goal.
Yes, well, I agree, Robbo. They've played by far the better football, Adelaide. They've certainly played a good brand of wet weather football.
And still Kernahan, bogged down in the mud. Got a chance here. Crashes his way through, then kicks it over on the full. So the free kick will go to the Adelaide Crows to be taken in the back pocket by Smart.
And Carlton have made a move. They've moved Dean off Johnny Klug. Verbeek now playing at centre-half back. And Dean picking up Murphy.
McDermott caught. Reynolds kicks it in towards full forward, getting back Smart. Bradley flips it through his legs, but there's no one there for Carlton, and Smart gives away a behind to the Blues. So Carlton have at least they've caught up on the behinds tally, Peter. 4 behinds to 4 behinds, but they trail by 4 goals.
Tasker, false start. We'll do it again. Under 15 minutes left in the half. Straight down the ground. Madden in front. I'm not sure what's the matter with Madden. The club doctor was out a few moments ago. McDermott's kick smothered. Brown couldn't take the mark. Kicked off the ground by Arsieri. Linder again. That's a good long kick. They're playing a good brand of wet weather football, the Crows. It's at Carlton's half-forward line. Can the Blues make something of this? Half-back line. Verbeek. Kicks now to half-forward. Bradley and Jarman. Who's holding who?
Oh, well, Bradley was in front, so he had some chance of getting a free kick, I guess.
He's come out with it. Bradley, their leading possession gatherer this year. Ratton has the mark. And theoretically, I say again, within kicking distance, but as Robbo pointed out before, if you don't get a firm footing with your non-kicking foot, you've got no chance of kicking the goal.
Just looks a little grassier there where he's about to kick from.
So Brett Ratton, from 35 metres out, low trajectory kick is off target. And the goal umpire says 1 behind, so 1-5 is their tally now.
Actually, Pete, the best thing they did was transfer the reserves game to Victoria Park, the match between Carlton reserves and Collingwood reserves, because that centre square area was covered right throughout the morning session.
Tasker kicks in again. Gee, that's a good kick. Madden thumps the ball down. Alvin gets clear into the goal square. Oh, Tasker did well. That was brilliantly done, and the Shepherd is equally so. Fine clearing kick by the Crows defender, and Maynard doesn't let him down. He takes the mark in front of Cavidan, kicks up towards the centre wing position.
And that was a good mark too by Tregenza.
Fine mark to Tregenza, just short of right centre wing, and the weather slightly on the improve.
Tregenza now will kick the Adelaide side into their forward half. Getting a high above the pack was Bassett, but not too many marks are going to be taken there. Diving on it was McDermott. And Verbeek looking for the free kick, but once again, it doesn't look as though the umpires are going to pay any free kicks against the player who's prepared to just get in there and try and make the play in these adverse conditions.
Yeah, free kick against Madden's pushed Klug right in the middle of the back.
Klug has the ball about, what would he be, 65 metres from goal. So he'll certainly kick Adelaide to within scoring distance. A nice looking drop punt to the front of the goals. No mark taken. In there was Liptak. Chance now for Glasgow. Glasgow's first real clear possession. Kick is wide. Renitz has a chance. Gathers it. Can't break clear. Gets his foot to the ball. Adelaide outnumbered 2-1. Filkey there. Brown was the tackler. Alvin gets back. Can't mark. Sexton there. Tries the hand pass. Liptak tries a kick off the ground against Phillips. Alvin. Still the ball in a winnable position. Now attempted kick off the ground by Filkey. Oh, look at the players striving hard. Rennett's underneath it. And the umpire has to call for a ball up 45 to 50 metres from goal, favouring the Crows. They lead 5-4. Carlton 1-5. Madden taps it out. Brown off the ground. Gathers about 15 metres. Getting back there was Verbeek. Verbeek's kick will be marked by Micken.
Well, the Brisbane Bears ruckman at left centre wing, or perhaps closer to half forward. He's hugged the boundary line with the kick. Big pack of players sees it safely over the line. About 35 metres out from goal. Carlton hasn't got a goal since the first 5 minutes of the game. Madden palms down. Jarman applies the tackle. So too does Brown. It finally comes out the back to Jamison. It's going to be another ball up. A very crowded ball up it is. Klug and Madden again. Jostling. Madden, too tall, out the back. Intercepting though is Jarman. And Jarman's kick will be seen safely over the line for Carlton by Verbeek. So the Crows working the ball closer to goal. Kicking with the wind, which by the way has strengthened this quarter. The rain has stopped. It's worthy of calling a news conference. Chance for Carlton now, as the ball is cleared away by Bassett, and it's out of bounds. He perhaps gained about 15 metres only for his side. Carlton breaking down across the centre and half-forward lines at present. Very little going for them. John Dorotich was doing seemingly okay. He was taken off. Madden again. McGuinness, Alvin, dragged when he didn't have the ball, or at least I thought so. Out of bounds in front of Phillips, and it'll be another boundary throw-in.
He could have nearly got a free kick then, McGuinness.
You would think so.
Yeah, it was very close, I thought.
Ball's thrown it again. Over the top, Klug. Now this time Madden might get the free kick. Yes, he will. He was tackled high, if it's possible, when you're 6 feet 10.
And I think he had to break it up, the umpire. He's got a 50-metre penalty. But certainly the play was just getting bogged down there, wasn't it?
Literally.
Well, from boundary throw-ins and ruck contests, nobody was doing anything.
He was dragged by the arm, Madden. He gets his big frame in front, and it's very frustrating for the opposition.
So Madden to take the free kick. Carlton badly needing some goals before half-time.
Madden's kicked to centre-half forward. No mark taken. Ball slips through the back. Cavion and Maynard. Gathered by Smart. Murphy pulled, but he gets his kick away. Chance for Tregenza, tackled by Gleeson, but good running by Smart. Handball in towards the centre. Liptak, short McIntyre, Klug. There's no one home. This may roll through. It does. Good goal, Klug.
His second.
So play recommences back in the centre, and Adelaide lead comfortably. The kick by Phillips towards full forward. Good mark, Stephen Kernahan. Diving, looking to get about 6 metres, but the umpire having nothing about that. And Kernahan will have to kick from about 40 metres out. Obviously not very confident about getting the distance, asking the taller players to get back into the square.
I think he'll have trouble from this distance, Robbo. He'll be kicking from maybe 45, just inside the 50.
He gets onto the kick, and it goes all the way, but it's out on the full in that left forward pocket. So the free kick will go to Adelaide. to be taken back there by Maynard. Maynard kicks it clear to the 50-metre line. No mark taken, gathered by Phillips, who is a prolific possession gatherer. Mark to Carlton up there, is it to Alvin? No, play on. Got for the mark, certainly.
Cameron it was, Robbo.
Oh, unbelievable. Now a chance for Bond. Beaten for it by Linder. In goes Ratton. Tackled by Filkey. Umpire will call for a ball up. And certainly
Cavernon's mark, a worthy attempt, and in these conditions, certainly I thought it should have been paid, Rob. I agree with you.
35 metres out from the Carlton goal. The umpire calls for a ball up. Andrew Cavedon in the picture there, going for it with Micken. No chance Maynard was getting through. Arsiri underneath. Micken gathers the ball, but the umpire calls for another ball up.
Under 8 minutes left in the half. 6-4 to 1-5. Carlton still goalless in this quarter. Their first goal, and only goal, came up early in the first term. Cavedon hits down. Socket away. Out towards Glascott, who tries to palm the ball wide. Not successful. McDermott applies the tackle on Gleeson. And Linder in there as well. And it's going to be another ball up. So the Crows gaining possibly 5 to 10 metres in that little skirmish, or series of them. And there's about 20 to 30 players around. Cavedon hits down to Bradley. Ratton, a quick kick across his body. But there's play to play in front. Kernahan out, Mark. I think it's Tasker, is it? No, it's Smart.
A tremendous defender for the Adelaide Crows this season, Smart.
Yes, he's done particularly well. First game, of course, he put Jason Dunstall right out of business. This guy, he's not bad either. Maynard. It's up towards the centre wing position. Brown. Jarman, can he get there? Yes, great diving attempt. And he'll be off very quickly. Oh, lovely balk under the wet conditions. And kicks up towards his own 50-metre line. Tremendous mark, Jamison. Great grab. Magnificent mark under the wet conditions. And the kick, unfortunately, wasn't quite as good, and Verbeek takes the mark in front of John Kluge. Now, Carlton can get clear, and boy, do they need some goals. Kernahan takes it from Phillips and kicks to centre wing. Hawker was in there. McDermott shoveled out. Filkey. Back it comes to Cavedon. Cavedon's kick up towards half forward. Smart punches the ball clear. Back it comes to the square. The Crows doing a lot of good wet weather things at the moment. There's a whistle on play. The advantage will play. Kluge. It was a Crows free kick. Jamison again, who took that screamer. Oh, almost grabbed and not in possession down there. Reynolds, and he will get the free kick. Reynolds at the left half-back flank for Carlton to get the Blues out of danger. Oh, Alvin fumbles. Not a good hand pass. And could have almost been in the back, but Carlton will get clear. Reynolds' kick is a short one. Little toe poke by Madden, ineffective. Hawker is on the end of a hand pass. He'll have to be quick. He is up towards centre wing. Ratton from Cavedon. And back to Glascott. They need a mark here. Kernahan almost took it. Lee was grabbed but not in possession.
Oh, no! Oh. I can't believe that decision.
What do you think, Robert? Did it spill out from the tackle?
Well, you play on, isn't it?
Yeah, play on.
Spill,
yeah, that's right.
good tackle, let it go.
There's no doubt about it. The player was, he lost the ball in the tackle, and had that been let go, Adelaide were well out of defence and on their way.
Arsiri has the free kick. Make up your own mind at home. Arsiri kicks it goal. Is it Carlton second? They're first for the corner.
At Foodland, we take a great deal of pride in our sponsorship of the Adelaide Crows, because we believe that one South Australian team deserves the support of another. Foodland, sponsoring the Adelaide Crows, a great match of two mighty South Aussies.
So close to half-time, Carlton get their second goal. They kicked their first very early in the first quarter. They're a chance now through Verbeek. He kicks it wide towards the half-forward area. Arsiri, Lee there, tackled by Dorotich. And the umpire very quickly is going to ball it up. Well, they're a bit hard to follow because on quite a number of occasions they've let the players strive for possession. Jarman. Chance for Glascott. He's still got the football underneath him. He may be penalised. No. Still the umpire's yet to award a free kick against the player. who is going in and trying to get the football out.
Well, I think that'll be a tough decision today. It looks like Madden, he copped a high knock earlier in the match when he was attempting to take a mark, and that's probably why he's off the ground at the moment.
Bradley kicks it towards half forward. Ratton bumped off the football. Chance for Arsiri. McGuinness is caught with the football. Jarman caught by Arsiri. Flips it on, and it's close to the boundary line, taken over by Gleeson, and the umpire gives the all clear to the boundary umpire to throw it in about 75 metres around from the Carlton goal. So 75 metres in normal conditions is about 2 kicks. Today it's 3.5. McDermott, Hawker, caught with the football. Umpire will ball it up. Chris McDermott doing pretty well for his team, leading from the front in these difficult conditions, has had 13 possessions. The leading possession gatherer on the ground so far, Phillips, with 16. The ball comes back in towards the centre, overrun by Liptak. Now Brown and Murphy combine. The kick goes wide towards the opposite wing. Coming out is David Kernahan. Kick off the ground. Great play, backed himself. Handball away, could have nearly. And the chances for Bond. Coming out strong in defence is Smart. Bond's still there, but he takes it over. And a boundary throw-in will take place on centre wing, just favouring the Blues. And Cavidon looking a little weary already. The jumping jack, only about 19 years of age, 20 years of age, played a couple of games already. Micken Strong, Brown, McDermott, Bond for Carlton, kicks it towards the 50-metre line. Kernahan up over the top, takes the mark, and it's been paid, and I don't know whether he held that one.
Pretty quick with the whistle, that one too, Robbo.
Kernahan's kick to the 50-metre line.
And Dorotic back on the ground, chance for White. A quick snapshot, won't quite get there. Off the ground, Verbeek, no, goes for the hand pass. Arsiri second. The mark 2.25 minutes left in the half, and the valuable goal for Carlton close to the half-time siren. Chance for them to get another one if they're good enough, certainly. Gleeson's kick is high. The umpire calls play on. Micken thumps the ball further forward. Still nobody's free kick. Ratton tries to gain a clean possession, not successful, and it'll be a ball up. Mark Arsiri, of course, in that debacle at the Western Oval where Carlton kicked only the 1 goal. He was the man that got it. Free kick late in the final quarter. McDermott has been a good player, reveling under these conditions. The ball socked forward, up towards half forward, and Reynolds takes the mark in front of Jamison. Bond calling for it, but he's gone out a little bit wider. Not a good kick. And Carlton letting themselves down at the moment. Klug takes the mark.
Coming from Liptak.
Klug within kicking distance. He's already sworn one today. He's kicked 2 goals already. Coming in for his 9th kick, John Klug. 45 metres out. At a 60-degree angle. Huge pack of players in the goal square. Jamison on the bottom.
And I think he might have copped a knee there, Pete, too, from Peter Dean.
He gets up a little gingerly, doesn't he?
Accidentally, of course, but he just had his head in the wrong place.
Umpire Carey balls it up.
Oh, high over the top was McIntyre, but Cavidon will get the free kick. And surely you must come to this defensive side, shouldn't you?
Well, look where he's going. He doesn't know where to go, Robbo.
He's kicking into the breeze out the other side. Now the kick slews off the side. And a shocking effort by Cavidon. 3 steps, and you've got no hope whatsoever.
Well, he had no idea where he wanted to go for a start, Robbo. He was so indecisive.
The Blues under pressure at their half-back area. Phillips gets a kick away. It's going to be marked. And it'll be Maynard in front of Dorotic.
I've never seen Maynard play a bad game.
Very
Tremendous
solid
defender.
player, isn't he?
Not overly tall for a centre-half back, but gee, he plays good football.
Yeah, very solid. The kick in towards the goal square. Here's a goal. Liptak, no! Hurried through by David Kernahan. And Matthew Liptak, boy, did you have a goal in your sights or what?
It's the one that got away, wasn't it?
And I've even marked down a behind for David Kernahan. That's how flustered I am, Peter. But it's a rush behind to Adelaide, of course. Kicked by the Carlton fullback, David Kernahan.
It will be the last score of the quarter. And this is a free kick right in front of goal. Only a few seconds remaining before half-time. Kernahan kicks in. Micken tries to punch from the back. Gleeson runs on. But at half-time, the Crows enjoying a pretty handy lead under these conditions. They lead by 18 points. Adelaide 6-5-41 and Carlton 3-5-23. Well, in wet weather football, when we speak of wet weather football, I think the long kick is important, isn't it, Robbo and Gurney, and particularly McGuinness, or McDermott as well. been doing that magnificently here this afternoon, and that's set up the 3-goal lead.
I think they've had far more better players, far more contributors. And there is a bit of a myth, I reckon, that about the players being brought down to a certain level, but I think that sometimes it's a bit of the class that comes out. The cream comes to the top when the
yes, I agree, Rob. And certainly in these conditions, it's a team that is prepared to do the hardest, put their body in front, play in front for most of the day, be prepared to work hard. That's the team that usually comes out on top, and that's certainly been proved in that first half the way Adelaide have put their bodies in. Johnny Klug, McDermott, they've had the best players on the ground by far, there's no doubt, and they certainly deserve their lead. They should have kicked the goal there right on the end, that one just getting away from Liptak. They should have been further in front.
Gee, he must have wondered what was happening there. They're going into an open goal and no one in front of him.
3 goals the difference though at half-time in favour of Adelaide. 41 players 23, and we'll be back at Princes Park in just a moment. And welcome back at Princes Park. The Adelaide Crows 6-5, leading Carlton 3-5 by 18 points at the main change. Well, of course, the big news in football circles during the week has been the situation regarding Scott Hodges, who is rumoured to have quit the Adelaide Crows. And, of course, he's not playing here this afternoon. His legal advisor is with Max Stevens on the boundary now, John Firth. So, Max, just what is the situation with Hodges?
Well, we don't really know at this stage, Peter, and hopefully John will be able to tell us a little bit more. Scott didn't train on Tuesday night with Adelaide, didn't train again on Thursday night, and last night most news services in Adelaide did say that Scott Hodges is finished with the Adelaide Crows. John, what is the situation? My understanding is he doesn't want to play. I spoke to him yesterday. He wouldn't say that, but my understanding is that he doesn't want to play anymore.
Max, I can't comment in any real detail other than to say Scott has had a number of meetings this week with people at the Adelaide Crows. He's explained to them what he's concerned about, and they're considering what he had to say yesterday. He's met with Bill Sanders, the manager. He's met with the coach, Graham Corns. He's met with the team manager, Neil Curley, and he's expressed his feelings. He's made a request of the Crows, which has been referred to their board, and I understand they're meeting tomorrow, and they'll get back to us as to what they're prepared to do.
Well, when you say he's expressed his feelings, now, is my understanding correct that he's not happy at the Adelaide Crows?
I can't comment on that, Max, other than to say that that's really a matter between him and the Crows. He's told them how he feels, they know how he feels, and their matters really between the Crows and Scott Hodges at this stage. But once the matter's resolved and the Crows have decided what's to happen with his contract, then he may be able to comment further, or the Crows may comment further. But at this stage, it's really a matter between them.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Does he want to play with Port Adelaide?
I can't really comment on that. As you know, I'm associated with Port Adelaide. They're not involved in this current situation between Scott and the Crows. Scott, like any player, if he's not chosen to play by the Crows, can play for his local club, and that is Port Adelaide. But he's expressed his feelings to the Crows, and the Crows will now decide what will happen with his contract.
It's been suggested that he's not happy with the coaching staff. He's not happy. These are rumours going around during the week. Not happy with Graham Corns, not happy with the coaching staff. Certain personalities in the Crows administration, he's not happy with them. Now, can you give us any idea if that's where he's headed?
On Scott's behalf, I can't comment on that at this stage. He's expressed his feelings to the Crows. They know what... Bill Sanders is relaying that to the board, and the board will decide, and I can't comment other than that at this stage.
Well, do you think he'll be back training with the Crows? You're making it hard for me, John. Do you think he'll be training with the Crows next week? Not at this stage?
Well, I mean, his contract requires him to train, and that's a matter that he's discussed with the Crows, and they're meeting tomorrow, and we'll see what the decision is tomorrow, and obviously he'll make his decisions from there.
Well, as most of us know, an AFL contract is a pretty big document, so that's what the board and yourself will be looking at over the next couple of days.
Well, certainly, that's why he's got me involved. He sought advice on his contract, he's had that advice, and he's told the Crows how he feels about his contract. What happens with his contract now is up to them.
OK, John, look, difficult circumstances, but thanks very much for your time. Let's go back to Peter Landy.
Thanks, Max.
Right, thank you, Max. Let's hope they get it sorted out pretty shortly. We'll take a break from Princes Park. The Crows leading by 3 goals. Back with a summary in just a moment.